Happiness. When you hear the term happiness, what images pop up in your brain? For me, it means an empty room, a room all to myself, with my favorite book lying down on the couch, reading, without having to think what we have to cook for dinner tonight. More importantly, not having to solve another fight between my two daughters. Hello everyone, my name is Rashmi Watel and today we are going to talk about happiness. Happiness is overrated. Happiness is a butterfly. Happiness is something inside us. You can't find it outside of you. I have heard so many of these narratives about happiness. I'm sure you have too. Today, we are going to figure it out together, you and me. Together, what is happiness? What are the traits of happy people? And more importantly, how can you and me, yes, you and me, all of us can be happy all the time? So let's get straight into it. Topic number one, what is happiness? As I said in the beginning, that happiness means an empty room with the book in my hand, all by myself. That's what happiness means to me. Whereas for Rihanna, it means that she gets her book. Yes, she gets her book as a best seller. That's what happiness means to her. Whereas to little Mickey, it just means that mom says it's okay, you can have another chocolate. However, for Dave, it means that he can spend some more time with his son. You get the drift. Happiness means different things to different people. So there cannot be a one size fits all approach. We cannot have one rule, one parameter, or some standards that, okay, this is what happiness means, this is what it looks like, and this is what you need to do to be happy. So we all agree that happiness means different things to different people. Now let us come to our second topic at hand. Is happiness having a lot of money? And don't get me wrong, I love shopping, just like any other woman out there, and men as well. Yes, happiness is not money. Money cannot buy you happiness. It can buy you things. It can buy you that Gucci bag. It can buy you that expensive sunglasses, that Range Rover, that BMW, all the materialistic things in the world. But those things will give you happiness for a short amount of time. And that's why it is called retail therapy. So you can be happy for a short amount of time by buying things that money gives you the ability to do. However, you can't always be happy by earning a lot of money. So we have that out of our way as well. So we now know that happiness means different things to different people, and money, although is very important and we all should strive to earn or look for ways of getting income in our household, but it cannot buy us happiness. Let us talk about a woman's perspective. So, of course, we all are wired differently. Men and women are wired differently. 2 years ago, I found myself in a spot where I had everything by the society standards. I had the house, the kids, the car, the high paying corporate job, but I wasn't happy. And that really made me wonder that what is actually happiness and why is that I'm not happy? Have any of you felt like that? Any women out there? I'm sure you have. And a lot of women are experiencing this at this point in time. They have everything by the society standards, but they are not happy. Happiness, which is our birthright, which gets given to us when we are born. It's our birthright, yet we are not happy. Have you ever wondered why is that we are not happy? Well, I have done a lot of deep dive in the topic. And what I have found out is that in our society, in the society that we live in, how we raise our girls, our daughters, or our sons for that matter, how we raise our children is that we tell them to become a good daughter, a good son, a good engineer, a good husband, a good wife. However, we never tell our children to, to do what makes them happy. And to all the women out there, have you ever been told, or if you are a mom yourself, have you ever told your son or your daughter that leave what I think is right, leave my expectations, just do what makes you happy? We haven't, right? It's hard. And that is the culture, the society that we live in. So we raise our children, or we get raised when we were children, we get raised to fulfill the requirements of the society, to fit in these boxes that society has created for us. The challenges of the community, the pressure of the culture, all this bags us down. And happiness, which was our birthright, which was given to us when we were born, we involuntarily give it away. And why do I say involuntarily? Because we do not even realize that we have given it away. And as I said a bit earlier on, that I found myself in the same spot a couple of years ago. And I'm sure a lot of women are struggling out there because we as women involuntarily give our happiness away, and then we try to seek our happiness in the happiness of those around us. We try to seek happiness in material things, like when I lose a couple of kilos, I'll be happy. When my husband gets that promotion, I'll be happy. When I probably get my nails done, I'll be happy. When my daughter gets through that gate exam, I'll be happy. But as long as we continue to seek happiness outside of ourselves, we'll never find it. Because, as Dalai Lama said, happiness is not ready made. Happiness is not ready made. It is the result of the actions that we do. So that brings me to happiness and social connections. We all are living in this pandemic hit world where most of us are forced to leave our social connections. And prior to the pandemic, it was the busy lives that we were leading. So let us talk about happiness and social connections. Happiness and social connections have a very strong bond. Social connections give us a purpose in our life. Having friends, haven't you heard? Having friends is good for the soul. We are not made to live alone. Man is a social animal. More so the women, I would say. The people around us enhance the quality of our life. So, yes, you have got the right message here. So, if you want to be happy, you need to build up those social connections. Moving on from the definition of happiness to whether happiness is money or not, to happiness and social connections, I want to now share the traits of happy people. There are three traits of happy people. They are jestful, they are grateful, and they're always hopeful. So when I say jestful, they're always full of life. They always are grateful for the things that they have. They might not have everything, but they're always grateful for what they have. They're always, always hopeful. And by hope, we all would agree here that hope is what keeps us alive. So even if they're having a bad day, they would never take it as, oh, I'm doomed. My life is over. There is nothing left. No, that's not a trait of a happy person. Happy person is always hopeful. So now that we have defined happiness, we know its connection with the social connections, and we know the traits of happy people. And of course, we know that money can't buy us happiness. I now want to share some practical strategies which you and me, yes, you and me together can apply on a regular basis and be happy. Strategy number one, practice gratitude. It is one of the traits of the happy people. And if you practice gratitude, be grateful for what you have, you'll find happiness in little things. Trait number two, be kind. Be kind and do random acts of kindness. And if you are stuck indoors, do not worry about it. You can start with being kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. If you could not complete that assignment that you put yourself the deadline for, it's okay. Forgive yourself. Be kind to yourself. Trait number three, be forgiveful or forgive others with meaning. And by that, I mean a lot of times we hold these grudges that he didn't do the right thing to me. He didn't do the right thing by me. She wasn't nice to me. I'm never going to forgive them. But trust me, holding on to anger is like drinking poison yourself. Drinking poison yourself, hoping someone else would die. That's how negative the feeling of anger and resentment is. So if you really want to be happy, practice forgiveness. Trait number four, practice mindfulness. A lot of us hear this term mindfulness and sometimes get confused that what is mindfulness? What does it even mean? Like exercise mindfulness, everyone would say. But what does it actually mean? Let me make it simple for you. So, practicing mindfulness means being there in the moment 100%. Like currently, I'm delivering this talk over to you guys. So, I am 100% present here. I'm not thinking about the school pickup. I'm not thinking about my other workshop. I am with you 100%. And that is another thing that we as women struggle a lot with. When we are at work, we are thinking about the housework. When we are at house, we are thinking about what needs to be done at work. So if you want to be happy, you just need to practice mindfulness. The fact that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just be present. These are some of the these are some of the traits of happy people, and these are some of the practical strategies that I personally have experienced myself and I wanted to share with you all. Before I close, I would like to share the all big, big statement or the big truth that I found about happiness in the 40 something years of my life. Happy people do not seek validation. Happy people do not seek validation from anything and anyone outside of themselves. So if you want to be happy, you need to look within. Start that inward journey. Start that inward journey and spend some time with yourself. Do some journaling. Find out what is that made you happy when you were little. When you were that little girl, did painting make you happy? Did playing with your friends made you happy? Did reading a book made you happy? Did actually going out to the movies made you happy? Whatever made you happy, it's time to bring that back in your life. And remember, life is short and we all have happiness as our birthright. This was a women's perspective to happiness. So to all the women out there, if you're struggling at the moment, that's okay. It's time to take a pause and think through what makes you happy without having to worry about the society and the social norms and the pressure and everything around you. Just keep yourself away from all of that for some time and practice happiness, practice gratitude, practice mindfulness. And above all, do not ever let anyone decide and tell you your self worth. You are worthy, you are beautiful, and you have happiness as your birthright. It's time to claim it back. It's time that we bring happiness as a side dish, not to let it be the side dish anymore. We make it the part of the main menu. Thank you.